Good afternoon. We'll call this Board of Zoning Adjustment meeting to order. It's Thursday, May 25th at 4 p.m. in Newell, Minnesota. First item on the agenda is approve the minutes from the April 27th meeting.
So moved.
Second.
A motion and a second approving the minutes as read. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Item 2, public hearing. A, consider the application of Christopher Schrader requesting a variance from the city code to allow an addition to a shed to be located 6 inches from the rear property line on property legally described as Lot 8, Block 1, Campbell's Back addition, together with the vacated alley. The required setback is 10 feet. Street address is 31 Campbell's Back Road.
Right in your packet, as stated, the residence is in a single-family R1 district. In the side yards and rear yards, there should be a 10-foot setback when the lots are 65 feet or greater. The applicant is requesting the building to be set approximately 6 inches from the rear property line. As you can see in your packet also, there's, the lot's kind of an irregular shape. So if we're talking rear or side yards, it's kind of considered, looks like it might be a corner lot. So you need to have 2 front yards and then 2 side yards. So it's kind of a hybrid lot there. And then he's also, there was the building that's existing was granted a variance back in 1980, and that information was included in your packet also, and that had to deal with the pool that was in there and a fence that was surrounding the pool for security reasons, and the shed was located on the end of the fence to continue that through to keep the fence solid. Any questions or?
Well, I have a couple of questions, but this is a public hearing, so anyone wishes to speak on this particular issue, for or against, or whatever, please step to the mic and state your name and address.
My name is Chris Schrader. It's my property that we're talking about here, 31 Camel's Back Road. Just a little more clarification. It's basically the shed would be in addition to the current shed that's there. So it would just be adding on to. So it wouldn't be a whole new structure. It's adding on approximately 16 feet to the existing structure. So we run a licensed daycare out of our home, so we have a few more trikes, bikes, bouncy balls, as you could imagine, than the regular household. So we're kind of in need of some space. And I think for the aesthetics of the neighborhood, this is probably the best way to go rather than building something 10 feet off and maybe bringing something in on skids.
Now, the vacated alley is on which side of that building?
Would be on the northwest side.
Okay.
What was here prior to that where the X is on the picture?
I don't know exactly which
Just
one you're
cement?
referring to, but
Is
I'm
that
sure
just a cement
it's a
slab?
concrete pad. Yep.
It is, okay.
Yep. That and where that concrete pad is where the structure would be.
Okay. And that's gonna be built from the ground up?
Correct.
Like, okay.
And I'm assuming the back of the shed is equal level with the back of the other shed. So it's really
Yes.
just going to look longer.
It would just take the existing structure and basically we're just
Moving it.
extending it.
Yeah. Okay.
And Chris, looking at it, you're going to come out to about the distance of the front of the house approximately?
Yep, if you looked at it,
Line.
yeah, if you looked at it at the front of the house, it would come almost exactly to the front of the house, so nothing would be further towards the street than the front of the house, and then now would be the shed.
Has this been discussed with any of your neighbors?
Um,
Any resistance or?
No, There won't be. I did discuss it with one of the neighbors, and the other neighbor has been gone since October, so I haven't been able to speak to him.
Yes, maybe for staff, did we receive anything from any of the neighbors or any phone calls or letters?
Nope.
Well, if there's nothing further, I'd entertain a motion to close the public hearing, and then we'll take action on the issue.
I'll offer a motion to close the public hearing.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second closing the public hearing. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. So, what would you like to do with this issue?
I'll offer the motion to approve the zoning
I'll
request.
second the motion.
Who said that?
Rod.
Okay, I got a question. Is he part of the zoning or planning?
Zoning.
No, he's. Okay. Because we're mixed up here. I'm sorry. So I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. So what'll happen with this now, this will go to the first council meeting in June. It'll be the first Tuesday of June. I don't know what that date is right now, but.
I think it's June 6th.
Okay. And it'd probably be advisable that you attend that meeting to state your case or whatever. This recommendation is that we approve it. Okay? Thanks for coming.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Thank you so much.
Item B, public hearing. Consider the application of First Choice Pregnancy Services requesting a variance from the city code to allow a storage shed to be located 3 feet from the side property line on the property legally described as Lot 9, Block 78, south of Center Street. The required setback is 10 feet. Street address is 1223 South Broadway.
All right, in your packet, as noted, the property is in a B2 Service Business District. Required side yard setbacks are 10 feet in that district. First Choice Pregnancy Lot is a 50-foot wide lot. They're looking to place a 10 by 10 storage shed 3 feet from the north side property line. If you look at the pictures in there, there's approximately 16 and a half feet from the property line back to the door building. And where that downspout comes down, that big rectangular one, that is about 3 feet to the center of that downspout, away from the adjoining building. The following conditions for the variance is we'd have to provide a 1-hour fire-resistant rated wall that's adjoining the next door building, because we're closer than 10 feet to the property line. And that's per building code.
So if we consider this, that needs to be one of the
Correct.
requirements to go with it?
Correct.
Okay, this is a public hearing, so anybody who wishes to speak on this particular matter, please step to the mic and state your name and.
My name is Scott Osborne. I'm representing First Choice Pregnancy Services, and we're in dire need of storage. We provide services for young ladies and women and families, and one of those services is we have called a baby boutique. So we take in donations, and right now we don't have space. All our space is utilized for the services that we provide. And we've looked at options, and this is the best that we can come up with as far as putting a storage shed. Right now, our executive director takes everything to her house and stores it, and she is now moving, and we're looking for a new executive director, and we needed to deal with it anyway. It wasn't right. People come in and drop stuff off. It's in the entryway, it's in the hallway until it can get moved. So it'd be a good choice, a good option for us to have a storage shed right outside the door. We can put our donations in there, and so. And as far as asking for the variance to put it 3 foot instead of 10 foot. I don't know if you have a diagram or not, but it just would save, safety-wise, with people pulling in there and parking. It would aesthetically open up, a visual to our door, where if we had to push that building out, and we'd have to go with probably a smaller building. If we would stay with the same size, we'd have to elongate it and probably take up another parking space, which is in short supply there, with Nicholson's right next to us. Their customers use our parking lot, and so I just think this would be the best option.
No, the building right next to that would be, well, direction would be north.
Yep,
That wall is owned, a different business owns that building, correct?
right, Nicholson's, yep.
And did you understand what Mr. Zabel was talking about with the firewall?
Yep, we've had that discussion, yep.
You're in agreement with that?
Sure, yep.
Okay.
And I've talked to Nicholson's, and they're fine with,
They're all right with it?
yep, placing the building. They just asked if we would wait until the construction's over, which we understand, and we want to do too, just for parking reasons. So we'll wait till after the constructions of Broadway is done.
So this will be a building that will just be moved in?
Yeah, it'll a storage shed. Yep, we'll have it built. I think we've settled on like a 10 by 10 and set it back up in the corner.
Sure.
Yep.
Any more questions for you? If not, entertain a motion again to close the public hearing.
I'd make a motion to close the public hearing.
Second.
Got a motion and a second to close the public hearing. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Okay, what are your wishes?
I'd make a motion to recommend that we approve it
With or without conditions?
with conditions as stated, the firewall, et cetera.
I will second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the request with the conditions of a 1-hour fire resistance wall adjoining the building next door, being it is closer than 10 feet of the property line. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. So, any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Again, this will go to the city council on
June 6th.
June 6th, okay? And again, you're to be there or not, but we recommend that you be there, and thanks for coming in here to explain what you want to do.
Thank you all.
Appreciate it.
Good afternoon.
Oh, how do I get back to where else? What else we got here? Anything else from the staff?
I have nothing.
If there's no further business, then this meeting is adjourned.